Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for this week ahead. That's the 21st to the 27th of October 2024. So while you're coming over, I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. So I'm coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Monday the 21st of October, and the time is 8:48 a.m. And it's so nice to be able to sit outside today. The weather is certainly warming up, which is an extra special treat. So thank you all. Good morning, Valentina. Welcome. So, as you probably know, I wrote a big blog this morning. Took me about 2 hours. And now there's so much stuff that's coming in after that. So it's very interesting. So I think that we'll need to watch this space because there's going to be follow on and more blogging around my video. It looks like we've got a visitor. Here you go. You want to say hello to our friends quickly? Here she is, Miss Puss. And she seems happy that I'm sitting outside. She seems to stay inside a lot these days. Yeah, so if you missed it, I wrote a blog this morning at templeofbalance.com.au about, I think I called it the reality of a small business online or something. And it was very interesting just reading back through that, and now the aftermath in regards to the next range of energy and emotion that it's bringing up is pretty intense. So I think that actually today there's this sort of stepping into the unknown, stepping off the cliff kind of feeling for me this morning. So I'm very interested to see what the cards say for this week, and also just to ride this through and see where this shift is taking me. If you haven't seen the blog or read it yet, and if you want to, it is on my website, but you can also hopefully see the link on my Facebook page. So if you're new to watching, welcome. What I'm going to be doing is using, got a rickety paver here, or rickety stool on a paver. I'll be using my oracle cards that I created. I have the Speed of Light Oracle combined with my Animal Kingdom Oracle cards, and I'll be using this combined deck of 110 cards to find the best cards that the majority of us need for this week ahead. I'm doing weekly readings at this time up until probably December or January. I'm not really sure yet. So we'll be looking at the whole week. So I recommend that you take on board what feels right and what resonates at the time of connecting, and let the rest go. And I suggest too that you pop back in from time to time throughout the week to get your bearings and see how things are fitting and flowing. So last week's theme was communication, and we may have found communication blocks coming up, or this sense that communication and expressing energy has been helpful in getting energy moving and getting things moving for us. So the opposite of that might be feelings of stagnation, or feeling stuck, or feeling bottled up, or in a rut of some sort, like something's not moving, something's a bit stuck or stagnant, or we're walking on a treadmill, there's not much traction happening or progressing in our life. So that was our theme for last week. So let's see what wants to come up for this week. So I won't be pulling a card for every day of the week, intentionally anyway. My intention is to do this like I would do a soul reading or something, or a reading for anyone or myself, is I'm going to hold the intention to find the best cards that the majority of us need for this week ahead. And then I'm just going to lay the cards out in a spread, and that will then bunch up the week into days or segments, or a couple of days in a group sort of thing. And I'll trust in that way that I connect. Speaking about that too, I do have soul readings open on my website at the moment for November. So if that might interest you, you can have a look at templeofbalance.com.au. I've got well, I've opened up 7 actually, but I don't think people are really seeing the Facebook post. So if it interests you, have a look. It's unlikely I'll be doing one next month, and probably not in December as well. So we'll just see. So the best cards that the majority of us need for this coming week, what date is it? The 21st of October through to the 27th of October 2024 are these. So I'm just going to lay them face down here next to me. We're going to do a bit of a rainbow shape. And it looks like we've got mostly Animal Kingdom Oracle cards with one speed of light, which we're going to look at first. So this is governing our, Monday, Tuesday, 21st, 22nd of October. Oh, we have the butterfly. So this is good. This is card 6. And it says heart, opening, freedom, passion, and action. It feels like things are perhaps going better than we think. There's that sort of feeling here. And we might find that some things that we're doing or something that we're doing over Monday and Tuesday might bear some really good and positive results, maybe that we don't see yet. There is this sense of coming out of a cocoon, sort of out of a hiding place or out of a place of healing, a place of, it might even, like I want to say privacy, withdrawal, feeling like we want to draw ourselves inward. We might find that something shifts over Monday and Tuesday, and that inward feeling becomes external, or becomes more on the outside. So it's like something that's been changing on the inside starts to take form. So it's like the butterfly emerging from the cocoon kind of feeling here. So something that's been happening privately is coming out into the public. Something that's been happening internally is becoming more external. So something inside is coming out. It could be a clarity on thought, or a clarity on something we were uncertain about. It could be something shifting in a positive direction as well. There is action in this card. There is a dreamy energy. So there tends to be little grounding in this card, and that doesn't necessarily matter. There's just more of a dreamy element. So we might find that we go off on sort of dreamy tangents over the next couple of days. So we're being encouraged to stay open in our hearts and move forward from our heart. So it's like our heart becomes the sails of a yacht or the wings of a butterfly, and our heart that's open, our big open heart, then harnesses. I just saw a bird flying off in the reflection of the window, and it had a big long piece of straw, which is probably from my potato garden behind the weedy greenhouse. But, you know, like the sails of a yacht picking up the wind, and the wind picks up in the sails and pulls us forward. So there's this feeling of our heart becoming sails and really using that to pull us forward. So things feel like they're good and in a good momentum that's starting to build, or that's building. So that's our only Speed of Light Oracle card. Let's move now to Wednesday, Thursday. Oops, I turned that and just saw it. And it's the butterfly card, card 2. So this is really cool actually, and it's really cool revealing these as we go. So we've got Monday, Tuesday, we've got coming out, you know, this transformation, something inward coming out, the butterfly coming out of the cocoon. And here it is in full flight. So this is for Wednesday, Thursday. We have card 2, the butterfly, and it simply says joy. It says joy. So this is a freedom. This is a lifting up. This is a lifting away. A lifting away from where we've been pinned in the body. So it's like the butterfly's pinned to the body, it's pinned to the heart. And that's not necessarily a bad thing at all. In fact, it's quite beautiful. But it feels like there's some sort of unpinning that happens between Monday, Tuesday, and between Wednesday and Thursday, between those two lots and sections of days. Something unpins. Something unpins. It could be some restriction or limitation that maybe we've been placing on something, or maybe that's been placed, like a restraint of some sort that's been placed is probably going to be lifted over that period. So some sort of unpinning that contributes to the transformation and the change and the growth of things. This is personal, but we may find it sort of echoing out in our life. This card talks about clarity. There's a simplicity to this card, so like a getting back to basics, getting back to the simple things, counting our blessings, that sort of thing. So it's a stepping out of the complications and the complexity and the confusion of things. And there's something pure and simple and clear. It's like a clear blue sky, just like here actually. It's pretty clear here today. And things are clearing. Clarity's coming. So this is really nice. So joy, upliftment, a general sense of happiness. Now let's look for Friday. We're going to turn this card for Friday. What's the date? The 25th. We have Animal Kingdom Oracle card, the Cockatoo, card 47. It says to be compromising, or we could say find a compromise. It's a great day on Friday to find a compromise of some sort. We may even find that compromising energy, finding a common ground just tends to be in the air on Friday. The Cockatoo is also really great in regards to being social and also verbalizing what we need to say. So communicating, verbalizing, and coming together in a social setting. So interacting with other people. So feeling less antisocial and maybe stepping into more of a sort of a social energy for Friday. 47 for the 25th. So that's the Cockatoo. Now we've got 2 cards left for the weekend, but I'm just going to pull one card first, which will say is the beginning of the weekend. So we'll look at Saturday. May even talk about Friday afternoon or Friday evening leading into the weekend. If you've got a long weekend, it starts Friday. It may even start Friday, further earlier in the day on Friday. But this is our card, Animal Kingdom. And we have another flying insecty creature, is the honeybee. Honeybees card 32. And it says a short break. So some of us may find it helpful or supportive to take a short break early in the weekend. Could be a break from the tasks and the obligations that we have to do. Could be stepping away to a different setting or a different space or a different environment just temporarily. It could be organising a holiday or something that we'll be doing later in the year, or around Christmas or around summer or winter, if it's winter, moving into winter for you. The honeybee is also about efficiency, and it feels like Saturday or early in the weekend, so it could be Friday night, could be into Saturday, it might even be Sunday for you if you're working through to Saturday and your weekend starts Sunday. But there is this sense of efficiency early in the weekend. So efficiency, this is doing things in an efficient manner. It's working and using our time as well as we can. So while we're doing this, we do that, and we make the time that we've got available as efficient as possible for us. So that efficiency seems to be a great way of, I don't know if conserving our energy, but using our energy in the best possible way so that we can actually get more done or have more free or spare time moving forward. So those really productive pockets of time can be great to free us up for later when we can have a little bit more spare time that we didn't realise that we'd have. And so we've got all flying creatures. We've got 2 butterflies, the cockatoo and the honeybee. So let's see what this Animal Kingdom Oracle card is. This is for later in the weekend. So we're looking most likely around Sunday. And we have the rabbit. The rabbit is card 16, and the rabbit reminds us to make our move. Even if we feel scared or petrified, even if we have no idea if this is going to work out, we have no idea if this is if we're going to survive this, we have no idea if this risk is worth taking. So we feel scared and petrified most likely inside. That's what the rabbit brings. It does bring an element of fear. But even if we feel the fear, the rabbit is showing us that we can make our move, to find the courage to go for it, to find the courage to make that next step, to take whatever action we need to take to get things happening, even if we feel scared to do it. So there is a courage element that comes in here, but also just this sense of facing our fear and going anyway. Not allowing fear to stop us. Of course, we wouldn't walk out in traffic and override that sort of fear of our survival, but this is like a fear of trying something new, a fear of confronting something or confronting someone, a fear of starting a new venture or that sort of thing. So let's feel the fear and make our move. Fear is a normal part of stepping into the unknown, because when we step into the unknown, we're stepping out of our comfort zone. So whenever we step out of our comfort zone, it's scary because we don't know what's going to happen. We're like facing the abyss. We're facing the chaos. We're facing the darkness. We're facing unknown elements, and it's scary. And we're doing this all the time in various degrees and various levels. So how can we, by the end of the weekend, realize and recognize that we have the fear, but go anyway? Let's give this a try. What's the worst that could happen? What's the best thing that could happen? And going from there. I think I am attracting the sun again like last video. So this is our card for the end of the weekend. The rabbit. So it grounds things up a bit too with all this flighty energy of these birds and insects. So there are our cards for this week. I am going to pull a theme card in just a moment. But before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. And if you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment. Please share if you're inspired to. And if you'd like to connect more privately, then please send us a message through our website. If you'd like to learn more about these cards, please visit my website. If you'd like to learn more about the work I do here, if you'd like to support it, if you would not like to see Temple of Balance fade away, which is what I wrote about in my blog this morning, if you don't want to see this fade away, if you want to keep enjoying, and if you find these videos and things like this supportive, you're going to need to let me know. You're going to need to support through my website if you can. Comment, share, come back and check with the page, like, interact, because the way I see it at this point is it feels to me like Temple of Balance is fading away. The algorithms are terrible. Website visits are terrible. Sales are quite terrible. So if we want Temple of Balance to stay, like this is, like I said in this blog, it actually makes me feel a bit emotional, but I do feel like I'm the captain of a sinking ship and I'm sending out an SOS. I'm okay for the ship to sink if that's what it needs to do, but I want to give you the opportunity to save the ship from sinking if you want it to be here. So if you really want us to be here, then this is a call, an SOS from the captain. Before I send out a farewell message, I don't want to send out a farewell message unless I have to. So, you know, this is writing that blog this morning, which has been something on my mind, which you can read. The link is on my Facebook page and on my website. I've been thinking about it for a while, quite some time. And I thought, you know, it's not really fair for me to just sit quietly on this, because if it is something that you find helpful, which is what I hear from people, I want to give you the opportunity to step up if you need to and if you're able to. And it doesn't, I mean, supporting through the website is great. Becoming a member is great. But your interactions, your sharing, your comments, your emails, all that sort of thing just helps keep this ship going. So if it's meant to sink, it's meant to sink, and that's okay. I'm okay to let it go, but I want to give you the opportunity. So have a look on my website. Please share. Please come back to the page. Please interact and show that you want Temple of Balance to stay here. That would be great. If you don't, that's fine. But just letting you know, that's where we're at. So I'm going to pull a theme card. Let's see which theme card we need for this week. So it looks like it could be a reasonably good week. The energy feels, and having so many flying creatures here and so many animals that are flying, does show a sense of freedom, perhaps a sense of upliftment that we could be feeling as well, which would be really nice. So I'm looking for the best theme card, and the theme card will help bring this whole week together and help us see the bigger picture for this week. It's the 21st till the 27th of October 2024, and the best theme card is, let's go with this. We've got a Speed of Light Oracle card, and it is, ooh, We've got intensity now for our theme, card 42. It's the Tree Maiden. And it says endings, surrender, growth, and illumination. So here I was saying, you know, freedom, high flying, light, which it does feel from all these cards. But I can tell you this theme card adds an intensity to the week. So this brings things under the spotlight. This amplifies things that we may have been ignoring. It brings things to the surface. It highlights things that we've been ignoring or avoiding or denying exist. So we might find some things that have been just sort of hovering, bounce up to the surface. And maybe my blog is part of that for me personally. Because it does feel quite uncomfortable and quite confronting just for me personally to have written that. So like that was a big deal for me. And I wanted to make sure it was communicated clearly because I didn't want it to be misinterpreted or misunderstood as something else than what my intention was to share that. So it does feel like things are bobbling up to the surface. It does feel like little corks and little things that have been sort of simmering underneath are just popping up. So it can be confronting. This energy is confronting. Intensity and being under the spotlight is confronting because we've been ignoring it before it got to this point. The longer we ignore something, the louder it becomes, as we know. So if we've been ignoring something for quite some time, it's going to pop up with intensity. And it might pop up with intensity that might be difficult. It might be like a bubble bursting. It might be a reality check. It could be a confronting situation, or maybe even several smaller ones that pop up this week. So the intensity is there to reveal something to us that we hadn't seen before. So what is it that we need to see in this? Where is it shifting and refining us? Where is it helping us grow? Where is it helping us let some things go? There might be some things we've been holding on too tightly to that aren't working anymore that we just have to let go. So there is an element of surrender, of letting go, of endings with this card as a general theme. But there's also growth promised from this. So if we can let things go, if we can confront what is intense and what's bubbling up to the surface instead of continuing to ignore it, it's just going to get louder. And then it's going to get louder and louder and louder until it really slaps us in the face, you know, probably quite painfully if it doesn't already. If we can confront this and see the truth in this, then it allows growth. It allows growth. So there is an element of surrendering. There is an element of growth with this. And being our theme card, this is something perhaps to keep in mind as the overarching bigger picture for this particular week. So the dead wood in our life and within us wants to burn away, it wants to strip back, and we need to let it. If we don't let it, it's going to become harder. So what is changing and what are you ignoring? What are we ignoring that's changing? So that's that. So thank you. I recommend that you come back and connect with this video throughout the week to get your bearings, see how things fit. And I'll be back again next Monday on the 28th, it must be, for the next weekly guidance. And I might call in if I have time through the week to share a healing or support video, which I am trying to do if I can. So take care of yourself and I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. And I really, really genuinely appreciate you. Thank you so much. Namaste.